Welcome to another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Paperboy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it is Saturday Bolo Day. To anybody new to the channel, what we try to do every single Saturday is give you a number of different things that's sold in the past week, the eBay sales highlights, do a little bit of a talk about them, and then we will tell you why they sold, what sold, why we listed it the way we did, if there's room for improvement, all that kind of things, all to help you in your business a little bit. And here to help everybody in their business is Mr. Magazine. Take it away.
Well, I don't know how much help I'm going to be since I've never seen this before in my life, but it looks like a vintage Pittsford Williamson, New York parts dealer logo, round retro tin sign, 12 inches, and sold for, looks like around $30.
Yeah, and 12 inches, again.
Could be big, could be small. Depends what we're talking about here.
That is very true. I'm looking on there again. I don't like the use of the word retro. I really do not like that. Just because retro makes it seem like it's a repop.
Right.
Even if it's not. Now, he said VTG, which I assume means vintage, so
right.
it is an over item.
Though, or should Ford or Pittsford be first, or what?
I would probably put Ford first. And I guess my other question is, why did he, I guess, do you really have to put I don't think I'd put the word round in there. I think I'd put cars or auto or something like that.
Car parts.
Or how about auto parts dealer or parts auto dealer or something other like that. Just looking at it a little bit over there, because that doesn't seem like enough money for what it is.
Yeah.
They're not in business anymore.
Right.
They were bought out. So minimally, it's 10 years old, and it's probably older than that.
Right.
They're not repopping things like that with that company's name on it. They're just not. That dealership's not repopping things. So it's original.
Yeah.
It just seemed like it didn't go for enough money, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah. Especially in the condition that it is, too. It looks to be in very, very nice shape.
Luckily, I don't pay much for this stuff. I'd really be hurting.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, next up, what do we got here?
I don't know.
Dark Shadows board game, 1968 Whitman. And I've never seen this in my life. I may have seen the side there. I've never seen the top. Yeah, see that? Never seen that. It's pretty cool, though. Yeah,
it's neat. It's got the logo on, but that was pre-Barnabas Collins. Dark Shadows things are always very, very popular. That is definitely a bolo when you're out there. Now, they redid a lot of Dark Shadow stuff in, the 90s, if I remember right? They had a resurgence back in the 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, if you say so. I would have put ABC in there, too. Why not? It's only 3 letters.
You had room, too. Definitely you had room. Yeah. But yeah, Dark Shadows, the old original stuff goes very well, but they also do have the repop stuff from the 90s that goes okay. Mm-hmm. Remember they did the comics, the repop the comics and all that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, the movies, all that, DVDs, VHS, all that stuff, yeah.
So do keep your eyes open for Dark Shadows things. This game went for $86, but pretty much anything Dark Shadows will sell.
Very cool. All right, next up, Neiman Marcus, Christmas book, 1981, catalog, Tom Wood, cover art. And we're missing something here. What are we missing?
What did he do cover art of?
Well, to me, it looks like Mickey, Minnie,
Why, would those
Goofy,
be Disney characters?
Yeah.
And I brought this one up. Mr. Magazine was doing something or other with one of the little magazines, so I had to get the stuff ready for us to talk about. And that was what jumped out at me, as I said, that's a Disney cover. Mm-hmm. Now, a little insider tip on what to do. You may not do this because you have all 300 categories of yours used, but if you have store categories left over, you are going to find Disney stuff out there. I have a category that specifically is Disney, and something like this would get listed in my catalogs, store category, and then would get listed as well in the Disney as well. That way, somebody shopping my store that's interested in Disney would find this as well, because odds are they're not going to be shopping my catalogs, but they would find it that way as well, and maybe perhaps purchase it because of that. But yeah, this is a case where I think that an extra keyword might have helped.
Definitely, yeah, because $17, it's could be better, could be worse, I guess, right? Next up, Lego Ninjago Ghost Wraith Ninja Army figures with weapons, lot of 60 plus, one for $83, and we had a lot of people inquiring on this lot, 18 bids.
Yeah, you were mentioning to me, because I did ask you about this right before the show, and you were saying that they do knockoff Lego stuff?
Oh, absolutely.
And how do you tell a knockoff from an original?
I don't know, but I see some Star Wars guys in here now. They didn't originally. Right?
There are
couple
Star Wars guys,
couple Mandalorians there, see 'em?
yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
A lot of them. The top
So
row.
yeah, so the knockoffs will say nothing. I think in between the legs or somewhere on their bottom half or something like that. Real ones will say Legos. The regular blocks say Legos on the side. So there are markings for sure if it's Lego. If it's a knockoff, it'll say nothing, or it could be a knockoff brand that's legitimate. But yeah, these were legit. We had people asking about them, and then they were wondering about the shipping if they can go under the £1 priority, and I said no way. It's over £1. So.
Well, my other thing too, and I've noticed that you're starting to do this, and you had mentioned to me one of your employees is a whiz at this kind of thing, is the listing where it says over 60 Lego figurines and accessories.
Yep.
I'm assuming he didn't type that out, put that down on a piece of paper, then lay everything out on top of that paper. Rather, he took his picture,
yes.
and then he that would have been how I would have done it, because I don't know how to do this other stuff.
Exactly.
But he obviously used some kind of a program, probably Adobe or something like that, and then dropped the words in as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Kind of interesting.
Very cool. Yeah, we're keeping up with the times, I guess.
I'm
I'm not,
sure.
but my employee is.
Yes, you are.
Playboy International number 118, March 07, Anna Nicole Smith, CGC 9.4, went for around $400. Pretty cool piece.
Now it would be what? Because it's the International, it'd be like $50 or so. I've heard.
Yes, it would be 50 roughly if it was not graded. So 9.4 is pretty good grade for any Playboy because CGC is very stingy on grading magazines. It's very hard to get a high grade, so this is considered probably one of the highest you can get. I mean,
realistically, yeah. I guess my other question is, he did that arty kind of look with the way that the picture is. Is there a reason why he did that?
Well, he obviously wanted to show Anna Nicole's better side.
There you go. Here, I'll show my better side. It'll be the back.
Exactly.
But I guess my question is, do you think that helped the sales or hurt the sales?
I don't think it mattered. Well, if this person wanted it a year ago, they probably would have still bought it. So when you're spending $400, you know what you're getting. It's graded, so it probably wouldn't matter, I would think. But it's always nice to have it look nicer, though, too. Be a little more professional. I guess it's artsy professional, like you said.
Right. Yeah.
Next up, Kid Robot vinyl figures, Futurama, Care Bears, Fraggle Rock, a lot of 12, $43.
And I remember speaking to you about these in the past, and I guess these came out in like boxes of 12, and there are common and uncommon ones and all that sort of thing.
It just seems like 40 minutes when we're talking about this. But yes,
that is odd.
They do come in packs of 12. You can get them at Walmart. You can buy one.
Oh, you can get them at Walmart.
You can buy one. You can buy 12. Walmart and Target, I think, stock them. There's, like I said, it has the people you can get it, characters you can pull on the back checklist. Yep. So with the common ones, you might be able to get 5 per box, 2 for medium rare, and then a rare. Craving a steak now. They just said medium rare.
So 12 of them, 43. So that was, now these are all opened, obviously.
Yep.
And what it was about?
I think those are their boxes that they come in underneath. Yeah, there you go. So.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. And again, he did the funky thing there as well with that. So about $3.50 a piece. What do they go for new?
I think they're close to $10, $7, $8.
Okay, so these would be some of the common ones, and the money was made out of the better ones.
Right. Yes. Yeah, we had one that was like $100 or something, super rare one. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Interesting. Alrighty, I have Suite for Flute and Jazz Piano Songbook, Jean-Pierre Rampal, Claude Boiling. Bowling for dollars. Took a $34 offer on this. I didn't pay much for it. I picked it up probably at a library sale if I had to take a guess. I don't know why I would have to, but if I had to, I would guess a library sale or somebody that just had a big pile of sheet music songbooks and said, just take the whole pile. So if I paid $1 for it, I think that would be on the high side for what I paid.
Yeah.
These are the sort of things that I tend to list over on Amazon, because I know they don't fly off the shelf. However, the fact I listed on eBay tells me that it was not available on Amazon. Put it up with a $38 price just as a guess and got $34 out of it. And I know you've mentioned to me in the recent past that the Suite for Flute and Jazz Piano sells if they're records as well.
Yep, anything from the Suite series, yep.
Sure. So that there is a bolo for you when you're out there that I didn't even know about until very, very recently. Next item we have up. Bigelow Sanford Carpet Company. Somebody pointed out to me that, maybe you should have put carpet down. Although this sold in about a week, it probably would have sold in 6 days had I spelled it right.
Exactly.
Amsterdam, New York Brochure, 1930 softball bowling. They were trying to get you to work for the company. and they were telling you about all the wonderful things and how they had a softball league and a bowling league, or bowling with softballs.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought they combined them.
And bowling with softballs. Who knows what they're doing?
Imagine a female league. You know how they pitch. That would be very hard to do with the bowling ball.
That would be very difficult.
Sure.
This one for $28 and sold within about a week. Cannot argue with that at all. I think I paid $1 for it. And that's the beauty of Ephemera, is you can pick this kind of thing up very, very cheap. No date was on this, so I guess 1930s. Now, part of what I did on it is I did a little bit of research. I did a little research into the company, found out when the plant was open in Amsterdam, New York, et cetera, et cetera. Worked off the pictures as well, just kind of to generally date what the time period was. Now, that wouldn't be something that would be worth for your people to do.
No.
But I ended up doing that. I probably spent 3 to 5 minutes researching on it, but I got $28 out of it. I can't argue with that at all.
Nice.
Next item we have over here, Amazing Stories. Pulp. Amazing. I got $32 out of this.
Amazing condition.
Amazing condition. October 1941. Edgar Rice Burroughs, John Carter of Mars. Finally sold after that debacle of a movie. It only took how many years?
Wow.
But I put this up just to show you condition doesn't really matter time to time. This is a 1940s original pulp. Edgar Rice Burroughs, John Carter of Mars. $32. I'm thinking that if it weren't higher grade, it would have went for more money.
Yeah.
What would that be graded, CGC?
Oh, got to be a 0.5, right?
0.5, or if it were a sports car, it'd be get the A authentic on it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's authentic. But I wanted to bring that up because this is the sort of thing that you will find out there, because other people will pass it by because they'll take one look at the condition and they'll say, I'm not buying that. And you'll end up getting something like this for $1 or so and turn it into $32. And I did list it this year. You can't really argue with that at all.
No, not at all.
Next item we have up, Chicago Blues Festival Program, 1990, John Lee Hooker, James Cotton. I think I took $20-some for this. I did take a lower offer on it. It was one of those days where I didn't have a lot of things selling, so I wanted to jumpstart my heart. Wanted to jumpstart the sales, so I took a lower offer on it. But I wanted to give you guys all a little bit of an insider tip. Take a look inside of sheet music piles, sheet music songbook piles. A lot of times you'll find music programs in there. You'll find, what are those magazines Charlton put out?
Dynamite.
Charlton put it out.
Oh.
1940s and 50s, and it gave all the song lyrics. You got song lyrics, hits. You got song hits, you got best lyrics or best hits or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of books, they don't go for a lot, but you'll find them in piles of sheet music all the time. People just kept them because they were playing the songs anyway, and they want to know what the words were for the songs. You also find Sheet Music Magazine over there, which I don't think there are too many good issues of that, but you'll find that over there as well. But those are things that other people won't be looking for. So go take a look in the piles, especially at library sales. Take a look in those piles. Buy a piece or two of sheet music as well when you go up and go, I don't know, these things are all in the sheet music box. And the little old lady at the counter will go, oh, sheet music's $5 for $1. Okay. And not going to ask any other questions because it looks sheet music-y enough for that. Don't try that with this giant book was in the sheet music. It's 20 cents. You'd be surprised what people try out there.
Yeah.
Pocono Lake Realty Ad Brochure. Lake Naomi Locust Lake Pinecrest Lake Resort. $32 out of a brochure. And this, my friends, is why you need to get into brochures. They don't take up much space. You don't pay much money for it. I know I paid less than $1 for this. Mr. Magazine, you're asking me why would somebody pay $32 for a brochure from a realty company? I'm going to show you why. Because it showed all these houses inside. My expectation is one of the people that bought one of those houses somehow or other found this, or it's one of their neighbors' houses, or they grew up in that house, or whatever the reason is. They were from that area. They saw these houses, and they said, wow. And I am absolutely certain that those houses are going for very good money these days up on the lakes and the Poconos.
For sure.
$32 is what they would call pocket change.
I mean, or they could have just searched on the word lake and got more than they bargained for.
That would be true too. And then they said, I just got to buy something with the word lake in it. They'd OCD.
Wow, 3 lakes.
This.
Wow. Lake.
Exactly. Very good point. Very good point. But yeah, and this ties into where I price things from a little bit higher if they're Harvard, if they're Yale, because generally speaking, if you went to Harvard, you went to Yale, if I'm asking $48 or I'm asking $54 on it, it's pretty much the same to you.
Yeah.
Because you probably are doing fairly well in life. Same thing if you can afford a house in the Poconos, you probably can pay me $32, so why price it at $24? Well, there is an upper limit, of course.
Even if they ran out of toilet paper, I mean, what do they care?
It does have value.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
And it's off season, so there's no leaves in the back. Good point.
Yep.
Rochester City Trolley and Bus Lines Pass, February 27th, 1937, AKC Dog Show. Mr. Magazine is quite familiar with these because he's had them before. Into the 50s, they had them with the NBA team, the Rochester Royals.
Sure have.
These started, I think, in the 20s. I don't know if I've ever seen them any earlier than that. Certainly from the 30s on through. They literally are small. 2 1/4 by 3 3/4 size on these over here. And different towns had these as well. These were tickets, so you could ride the bus every single week. But they had the advertising on the one side telling you what was coming into town during the next week. Some weeks were really, really boring, so they were just like, support your YMCA, because there was nothing going on that week.
Sure.
You know what I don't know, and we probably would never know, is did the Genesee Valley Kennel Club, I would think they paid to advertise on the side there, or was it done as a public service? Because I don't really see too many businesses on there. They're almost all like different, there'll be like a V for Victory one or things like that. They're almost like public service type deals.
True.
So I wonder if they had to pay for the advertising or not. Something I do not know. But again, $20 out of this over here, you pay almost nothing for these when you find these things out. And a lot of towns had similar things out there. So hopefully this will help you a little bit out there. And finally, Uncle Sam and Children, American Flag, Original Art, Samuel Lowe, Patriotic, 1940s. It's original art from a book. Did the little pop in over there. Not a big pop in, but a little bit because it jumps out just a little bit more. Definitely going to sell because it's got Uncle Sam and because it's got the flag. And it's also World War II era over there as well. I took a $200 offer on it. Bought it over at Heritage. So that was a nice purchase over there because I'm certain I did not pay that for it. When I saw the Uncle Sam and I saw the flag, I knew it would definitely sell. The only downside to it is it's 13 by 18, the boxed area, but overall it measures 17 1/4 by 22, which means you have to put it up above a 22-inch box. So I'm going to get a little bit of an overcharge on it.
Can you UPS it?
I can, but it's too late. The other thing there is it's got the 48-star flag. That'll help you date it as well. But always look for patriotic things. Uncle Sam things sell. Flag things sell as well. World War II things sell. So that was a trifecta of selling. Hopefully that helped you a little bit. Do hit the like button if you could. And we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.